Rapid City family the Hams went through a great loss when their child, Jenna, passed away from a battle with cancer.
When Jenna finished 6th grade, she got sick, and we at first thought it was mono, and beginning of June she was actually diagnosed with leukemia. And so 2019 was pretty much spent entirely focused on Jenna and trying to get her health back. She had a period of remission, which was totally awesome for our family. But then in April of 2020, her leukemia cells started growing again, and just couldn't get them under control, and she ended up passing away in August.
So Jenna and I were probably the closest, like as far as my relationship with my 3 little sisters, just simply because like we shared everything, like we shared rooms, clothing, like everything you can imagine, and she was just like my bestie.
She was a lot of fun. What we loved about her was her humor. She got every type of humor, whether it was sarcastic or dry or, kind of under the table. Like she just thought everything, she just got everybody's humor.
And I would add to that saying like her humor, but also her socialness. Because she had like a love for humor, like she could just go into a room and just make friends. Like, and that was one of the things that I always thought was so amazing about her. Like being a very shy person, I could just stand next to her and enjoy the conversation she had with several people in the room, and it would just be so fun.
Yep. Her nickname was Bird, so most of us refer to her as Bird, and that was because she was born early. And she was so tiny, and she was a little cold when she was born, so like Dad tucked her up underneath his shirt, and she was like our little bird. But we called her Social Bird for that reason, because she just could make a friend in an instant.
So going through those tough times like that, I guess, what did you sort of get out of that?
Honestly, that God is faithful, that you'll go through hard times and rough times, but He is always faithful to provide. And what was so cool about our situation is there's no cancer treatment facilities here in town. So we spent time at Sanford and Sioux Falls, and then also Mercy Children's Hospital in Kansas City. And we were away from home for such a long time that I couldn't work. My husband was traveling back and forth, but the relationships, like our church ties, our family ties, our friends, acquaintances, people we barely even knew, came to help us through everything. God helped to provide for our needs through people. And I think just the best thing that we've gotten out of having to say goodbye to Jenna is just the ties that we have with our friends and family.
The ties made during life's toughest moments made the turmoil more bearable. And those ties became the title and inspiration to publish a book. Carrie says that she's always wanted to write a children's book. She even joined a writer's group. Then, after Jenna passed away, she was ready to dedicate herself to the passion. She was thinking of a friendship story about Jenna and her friend with nicknames Bird and Bear. But the vision of the Ties book came to her, and noticing all the ties that we have in life and even after life.
And in my spirit, I felt like God is going to give me this story. And when I'm faithful to write it, then He's going to help me with the Bird and Bear story. And if that's a legacy to Jenna, then fantastic. It's just like how God can transform physical ties that we all know, like a tie on your shoe or a tie on a balloon. And He transforms those ties into the tie between you and me, and the ties that we have with our friends and our family. And that even when that friend is no longer with us, we're still connected to them because God holds us all together.
Jenna's sister Alexa has always enjoyed drawing, and when the time came to get the book illustrated, Alexa was the person for the job.
And I'm really hoping that in drawing this book that people are touched by some of the illustrations and touched by the words. When I started doing it, I was like, oh, this is hitting hard. Just reflecting back on all the times that I had with her, and then reading through some of the pages where I had to draw. One of them says, so even if tears start to form in your eyes, never forget that our Father holds all our ties. And that's one of those things where when I was drawing that eye, or when I was drawing Jesus holding a little girl, I was just taken aback. And I felt like it was a good therapeutic and restorative moment.
Carrie hopes the book can help ease the pain of those grieving loved ones.
And I hope it just touches hearts. In going through those illustrations, I just hope that someone can make that connection. Yeah, this life can be hard and tough, but we have a Heavenly Father who holds our ties. So.
We have a website, hamsandfeetcreations.com, and you can order it right from that site. Here's a gift written down for you. I tied it all up with a bow, orange and blue. What is this gift, and why is it tied? Because it's very special, this tie that's inside.
But there's more to a tie that I simply must say. The ties you need most are the ones you can't see. These are the ones that connect you and me. Ties are love is the idea I have planted. The ties in your life, never take them for granted.